What's up guys, it's SpiltMilk03 here, and of course I'm back with more content for you to like, subscribe and share. Today we'll be looking at possible new legends that could be coming to the game in Season 10. I have a hunch about what the most probable legend could be, but be sure to watch the entire video because I'll go through all of the possibilities that I think could be added to the game. Anyway, if you find this video helpful, maybe give it a thumbs up or maybe subscribe to the channel to get notified on more content when it comes out. Anyway, hope you enjoy and let's get right into it. So the first thing I'd like to go over is this character testing information sheet, which was supposedly leaked quite a long time ago, over a year ago now, and it shows basically all of the legends that have been added to the game quite recently. So you got Crypto Season 3, Revenant in Season 4, and Loba in Season 5. Now, being as all these three characters were in the production phase, that means they would have not been changed. They were kept the same. They might have changed how they work, how their abilities work, but the character would have stayed the same in Season 3, 4 and 5. They couldn't have changed it, okay? And whereas in the design alpha, these two legends, which now we know, Rampart she came in Season 6, and Valk in Season 9. So there was a bit of a gap between those two, but I'll try and explain it later, or what I think happened. But anyway, in the design alpha, those characters should have stayed the same basically, so a rough guideline on how those characters would have worked, but they were still changing how they looked and maybe what the abilities were, but the basic idea would have stayed the same for those characters because they're near being locked down. So those were the highest priority feedback. So I'm guessing all the developers at Respawn, they just tried to figure out what they could add to these characters, what made them special, what made them truly Apex Legends material. So yeah, we have a look at that, and as you see, Rampart looks nothing like the Rampart we know of, and I'm guessing that is they just decided to change her. So there you go. And then we skip from Season 7, Season 8, and then we get Valk in Season 9. So Valk didn't come after Rampart. Valkyrie was just, I don't know, but we could obviously see from this she was meant to be a flying type legend, and yeah, so we skipped those two seasons and only got Valk in Season 9, and this is what I think. For Season 7, well, at the very beginning there was a Legends leaked from the very beginning of Apex. These data miners, they leaked basically the entire roster of legends that could have come out. Obviously, Respawn could change them. They could modify how they look, how they feel, how their abilities work. But those legends basically will stay the same, carrying on throughout the history of Apex Legends. And well, there was this in Season 7 we got Horizon, whose nationality is Scottish, and Horizon had never been in the game files from the very beginning, but there was a Scottish character in the game files called, I believe he's called Scunner, and his abilities were pretty basic. His passive was he pack mule, and he could store more stuff in his backpack or whatever, and his tactical and ultimate were all basically about crafting. And I'm guessing that Respawn decided that crafting was a bit too complicated just to be on one character, and they decided to implement it in the entire game, because that's how you get crafting materials and crafting stations, and then that also wove into arenas because you use crafting materials to buy weapons before. So they've kind of all worked this out, and that made Scunner, the Scottish character, obsolete because his abilities mainly focused on crafting, but crafting was added to the game, so he didn't provide any really true potential to the board. So I'm guessing they decided to obviously keep the idea of the character being Scottish, because all Apex characters are generally different nationalities to provide a variety to the roster, the whole roster of legends, but they kept they kept the Scottish nationality, but changed it to Horizon, and so they did do quite a lot of tweaks, but that's my idea of why season 7 wasn't Valk. They decided they wanted to do a Scottish legend. They chose Scunner, but then he became obsolete, so they changed him to Horizon. Yep. And then in season 8, you may ask, so why didn't they release Valk in season 8? Well, if you have a look down in the future characters section, you've got Blisk, who's obviously well known, creator of the Apex games and the leader of the bounty hunters, the Apex Predators in Titanfall, in the Titanfall universe, yeah. But next to him you have Downfall, and I'm not sure if you have a look at the silhouette, but Downfall's holding a Molotov cocktail, and I'll show you his abilities on screen now. But yeah, he's holding a Molotov cocktail, and all of his abilities are fire based. You've got and obviously very similar to Fuse. It's ultimate. It's basically the same thing. Fuse's Ring of Fire, you know, and there's just all these tweaks. They've tweaked Downfall's character into Fuse. And they obviously could have decided they were more happy with releasing Fuse before Valk. Maybe he was more polished. Maybe they'd focused on his abilities and really decided, the whole team at Respawn had decided on his abilities and what it will look like. And that's why they released, instead of being a future character, he was put into the design alpha, and so he was released before
Peggy 16.
before Valk, and then anyway, Downfall, you can see his abilities right now. Passive Firewalker, but ultimate, very similar to Fuse, Rain of Fire, a rocket-propelled firebomb. And this is just a hunch, but you know, in the trailer, I can't remember what season it is, but I'll play it right now. And in the season 4 trailer, I believe it is, maybe no, season 5 trailer. In the season 5 trailer, you see those firebombs raining down from the sky, and they just knew they were going to add a fire-based legend, but they just didn't know who. So really, it's a real insight into how Respawn and, well, EA work together, and what their thought process is. Anyway, Blisk, obviously a character straight from Titanfall, and his leaked abilities: passive, interrogation. Executing an enemy will reveal the location of their allies for 10 seconds. I think that could be a game changer, personally. Yeah, it's just it'll refill your shield, reveal the location of the allies. Pretty good. I'd probably bump that up to 15 seconds, to be honest. Tactical throwing knife deals 20 damage and marks the target. Killing a marked target rewards double credits. Here's the problem though. The ultimate, very similar to crafting, to be honest. Squad kills award credits, spend credits on powerful supplies. Yeah, it's awfully, I don't know, it's awfully similar to crafting. If they were to release Blisk, they'd probably change a lot of abilities. Like, I can see the throwing knife being quite a useful one. Deals 20 damage, marks the target. Does that mean you know where the target is forever, or is it just marking them, meaning you get double credits? So if you could see them, similar to if you've ever played Valorant, Cypher's Crypto Spy Cam, if he shoots them with his dart, the legend or the agent shot with the dart has to remove it, has to manually remove it, spend 5 seconds out of the fight not being able to do anything but removing the dart. If the throwing knife was similar to that, I can see it very viable. But then the ultimate, I don't really know what that could be. There's obviously some people are saying a Titan, and that's very good and all, but a Titan's very overpowered. Like, it just wouldn't really fit in to Apex, just having a massive hulk of Titan just shooting everyone. there'd probably have to be some kind of, I don't know, like a charge. It might only last for like 20 seconds. I don't know. The ultimate, I don't know. It's got to be something Kuben related. Yeah, it's hard to tell. I don't know, but I'll be interested if they do release this in season 10. If they release Kuben, very cool. Anyway, we're moving on. Now this is the fake legend that apparently was leaked. Pariah, a recon-based legend, and well, she was apparently leaked by Biast12 on Twitter, and many data miners and stuff are saying he was faking it. But anyway, I'll just cover her quickly. Passive. She can see enemy health bars. Very cool. If that included shield, I'd probably use it. Also, immune to stunning effects and SDM steam. So the stunning effects could be a game changer, similar to Octane's stim, where if you get hit by an arc star, you use the stim, you won't get slowed by it. So that's very interesting. The tactical sonar grenade, revealing. So it's awfully similar to Bloodhounds and the recon kunai. I don't know what it's called in Titanfall. Very similar to that. So I'm not sure how that'll plan out. But yeah, it's awfully similar to Bloodhounds, but it's quite cool to have it in a fixed position, because you could not exactly camp, but strategically position in that area, and then see if any enemies are approaching. Just track down a sonar grenade. Very cool. But it'd be similar to Kuben's knife. So these is all really a bit of a mishmash of Legends abilities. There are some crossovers. Anyway, we'll get into the ultimate. Sacrificial Romantic. Pariah activates an SDM device, releasing a flurry of steam in all directions, but becomes unable to move. Seems very weird because Apex is a heavily movement-based game, but I can see this working. But it's awfully similar once again to Caustic's, basically Caustic's whole kit, to be honest. But is pretty interesting, and yeah, so it's not really. It's quite a lot of possibility for the season 10 legend, but I can see it being Blisk, or maybe someone similar. But Blisk was on the sheet. Like, a lot of people have forgotten the sheet. But then we'll just cover one last legend that I've been waiting for, to be honest, because it sounds like a very fun character to play. So is Prophet. Now, I used to think Prophet was obviously some kind of, like, she could see the ring in, like, all the rings in advance. But that'd be awfully overpowered and awfully similar to Pathfinder's ability. But then, and that's already been diluted enough with the Recon Legends getting it, so we'll leave that for now. Passive sniper training, increased accuracy while ADS, and start the game with a scope. That is pretty cool, because obviously the scope would tie into the aiming down sights accuracy, and yeah, it seems like a really useful passive ability to have. You don't have to worry about it. It just really helps you out whenever you play. Tactical spotter sight. Scans the environment for enemies and gathers information on targets found. That seems awfully like Bloodhounds, but if it was, instead of like marking them, you just find out if there are enemies in your area and like what weapon type they had, or what ammo type they had, and how many shields they had. That could be a really cool ability to have. Anyway, ultimate triple tap equips a silent sniper rifle with 3 shots. Now that's just, if it's anything similar to a Kraber, people are going to go crazy for this legend. So obviously, as you can see, there's not really been a good amount of rendering done on this, so it's possibly that this legend might not come into the game in season 10, but I reckon pretty soon, because it seems like the kit's well thought out. and they wouldn't have to change too much, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Here's just a quicker look of someone who predicted most of the characters being added, because you got Fuse in the bottom middle of the legends list, and then you've got Valkyrie to the left of him, and obviously Pariah, but many people believe she's fake, and Blisk and Ashe above them. Yeah, I forgot to talk about Ashe. Now, Ashe's abilities haven't really been touched upon by any data mines, but if I had to guess, something to do with swords or Ronin, because obviously in the Titanfall campaign you fight Ashe and she's in a Ronin Titan, and Ronin Titans, basically their whole kit relies on a sword, and I just really think she'd have something to do with swords, just a bit of continuity from the Titanfall universe anyway. Yeah, thanks for watching, and maybe subscribe, or hit that thumbs up button. Anyway, remember, there's no point crying over SpiltMilk03.